For generations, they toiled under the merciless sun, their cries echoing through the vast, unforgiving desert. The Israelites, slaves in Egypt, built monuments to a God who was not their own. Every sunrise brought only the whip and the burden. Hope was a forgotten word, buried beneath mountains of brick and stone. Their spirit, though crushed, held a flicker of ancient promise. But who could challenge the might of Pharaoh, the living God? Yet, in the shadows, a new voice stirred, not the crack of a whip, but a whisper from a burning bush, calling a shepherd named Moses. "Go," commanded the voice. "Tell Pharaoh, let my people go." Moses, hesitant but obedient, would face the most powerful man on earth. Pharaoh, filled with pride, scoffed, "Who is the Lord, that I should obey his voice? I will not let Israel go." And so, the true battle began. God's hand would soon fall upon Egypt, unleashing a series of terrors unlike any seen before. Not just plagues, but a divine declaration of war. The river of life turned to a river of death, but Pharaoh's heart remained as hard as the stones his slaves quarried. Then came the frogs, swarming out of every crack, every crevice, invading homes, beds, and ovens, followed by gnats, then flies, each plague a direct assault on Egypt's false gods, stripping away Pharaoh's authority. Livestock died, boils erupted, and fiery hail rained down, devastating crops and burning the very ground beneath their feet. Locusts devoured what was left, plunging the land into famine. Darkness, thick and suffocating, then descended for 3 days, a terrifying void. Still, Pharaoh refused to release his grasp. He could not comprehend a power greater than his own, or a love fiercer than his pride. But the final plague would break his will. A chilling decree. The firstborn of every Egyptian family would fall. Only the blood of a lamb, smeared on their doorposts, would protect the Israelites, marking their homes for the angel of death to pass over. This was the Passover. That night, a wail rose from every Egyptian household. From the palace to the hovel, grief consumed the land. Broken, humiliated, Pharaoh finally surrendered. "Get out," he commanded. "Take your flocks, your herds, and your God with you." In haste, the Israelites gathered their unleavened dough, their few possessions, and began their exodus. 600,000 men, plus women and children, a nation on the move, guided by a pillar of cloud by day and fire by night. God himself led them, a promise of freedom in their sight. But freedom's path was not clear. Just as hope soared, a new terror loomed. Before them, the vast, impassable Red Sea. Behind them, a dust cloud, growing fast. Pharaoh, fueled by rage and regret, had sent his entire army, chariots, horsemen, and soldiers thundering across the desert, seeking to reclaim his slaves, trapped, no escape. The roar of chariots grew louder. The cries of despair among the Israelites rose, but Moses cried out to God, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." Then, the impossible began. The staff of Moses touched the water. A mighty east wind blew, hour after hour, pushing the waters back, revealing a dry path where once was only depth. With trepidation, then with courage, the Israelites stepped onto the seabed, a path to freedom carved by God himself. Thousands followed, a living river of people flowing between walls of water. The sound of their footsteps mingled with the distant rumble of Pharaoh's chariots. The pillar of cloud, their divine guide, shifted position, now standing as a barrier between the two camps. Shrouding the Egyptians in darkness, Pharaoh, blinded by arrogance, plunged his army into the sea, believing the dry path was for him too. He chased the escaping slaves into the heart of the miracle. Wheels bogged down, chariots broke, horses stumbled. The mighty Egyptian army, once invincible, now floundered. As the last Israelite stepped onto dry land, Moses raised his staff once more. The walls of water, for hours held back by divine power, crashed down with an unimaginable roar. Pharaoh's army, chariots, horsemen, soldiers, all swallowed by the very sea they had scorned. Not one remained. On the far bank, silence, then a collective gasp of awe and relief from the Israelites. They were truly free. The desert stretched before them, a new journey, yes, but a journey of freedom, guided by the very hand that parted the sea. Their chains were broken, their oppressors vanquished. The impossible became reality. This was the Exodus, a testament to a God who delivers, a peace that transcends all fear, a freedom that changes everything. Just as the Israelites found freedom from impossible odds, so too can we find a peace that transcends all understanding, a gift that the world cannot give. Do you believe in miracles? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to Religious with AI for more stories of faith and wonder.